Hello everybody, it's Suffolkblue all the way from merry old England. How the devil are you? I hope you are well. Well, we're here. Hello. Ooh, a bit close there. Yeah, we're back in the little wave. There we go. We're back in the mini base. What we're going to do though, I've done a bit of work. Now, if you remember last time, we started construction of our proper base. Keep my head down for now until I show you what I've done. Okay. So we started work on our base. We started choosing some of the materials and building it up and seeing what it looked like. Well, I've made a bit further work on it really. I've done a bit more. Done a little bit more off camera. So what we've got, this is what we saw last time. Here we go. Bit of microblocking going on, doing some roofing. Alright, I think this looks pretty cool. So what we've done, all of this here is microblocking. Now this is part of the Attack of the B-Team mod. Again, these videos are not a tutorial, so I'm not going to show you all about microblocking and which blocks to do. But basically, you use a chisel and a saw, even a saw. See, I don't do tools very often. A saw, and you can create these sort of quarter blocks, half blocks, pillars, posts, panels, etc. And what I wanted to try and achieve with this effect was that there was something more substantial than just wood on wood in terms of this roof. So, egg, and we're about to hit night time as well. But something more substantial, sort of holding this roof down. So we have these sorts of buttresses, these sort of supports, I suppose, cobblestone supports. I've used cobblestone. Oh, hold on, let's get some sleep because we're only going to end up with mobs, which will become annoying. Sleep at night. Come on, come on, come on. Oops. Come on, there we go. Let's get to daytime and then you can see what I mean. But I wanted something which looks structurally sound. So not just wood on wood, but these posts going into the roof and these sorts of stone, I don't know, trellising I suppose, or some sort of stone work around the edges, almost looking like they're holding these beams in place. Alright. Around the door as well. As you can see, I didn't do some of the trellis work. I didn't want to cover up any of our good lintel that we did. Now, what we can do, because I've got the bat mod, although I must confess, I managed to delete my bat mod, so I had to go and find another bat. I'll talk about this structure in a second. Don't panic. Now, if we look from above, also what I did, I've used ordinary fir wood stairs. Okay, so these are just ordinary stairs. But in order to try and give it a feel and effect, what I did is I've added microblocks again. So at the bottom of each stair and at the top of the stair I've added in an extra row, and you can see them here. So there's a row at the bottom there. Oops. Hold on. There's a row there. Oops. There's a row there, and there's a row there, all the way to the top. And if we look at the top floor, you can see that I've kept this row of microblocks along the side here to form a rim. But we've also got these ones sticking up here. Why? Well, again, what I wanted, I think the effect of this roof with this microbeading, it gives it a weird sort of rounded look. If you look at the sides, it looks really distorted as you go down each side. It's got a really strange, interesting look to it. But what I wanted to create was some form of pinnacle on the top here, and that's what we're going to be working on today. But I wanted to create a little feature at the top here for the top room. So what we're going to do is I've turned this square into a circle. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to build, and I did a little test which I always do whenever I'm trying to do domes, turrets, or anything that's slightly more complex, like these sort of roofs. I do them sort of next door so I can try and copy across what it is that we do. But we're going to build this, if you like, on top there. In actual fact, I'm going to go one higher than that. So it's a bit of a domed roof on top of this square building. If I don't like it, I'll take it down. But yeah, so I just thought that looked pretty good. Part of me would like to now, looking at it, to have used a dark wood, much darker than the fir that we've used here. But at the same time, I do think that contrasts quite well with the oak wood beams. Now, if we have a look inside, well, I'll stay as a bat actually because I'm going to need to fly around. What I did inside, you can see the roof inside has gone up. Okay, and what we did is we create, again, taking the principle that this building needs to structurally work. I don't want it to just float. You don't have floaty blocks, alright? But here, okay, I carried up the posts, which are on the outside, if you remember, up again. so that they actually look like they're still supporting the roof as they're going up, and then these cross beams coming in. And then of course what you will notice is this large stone structure in the middle, which I wanted to create some way of getting upstairs without creating an enormous space for stairs. So what I've decided to do is, at the moment, until we get the elevator, which we can do, or the lift, which we can do in this mod, I've created a normal ladder, sorry. So in order to hide that a little bit, what I did is build it around a central post, I suppose, a central column, which in actual fact I could have a doorway at each of these corners into that stairwell if I wanted to. I won't, but I could do. And then again, in terms of support and to do something a bit more interesting, the central column goes up and fans out in order to look like it's supporting. Now, I'm going to change some of this because I'm going to use stairs. Because I think using stairs and having that slightly more layered look might be more interesting than just using these straight blocks. But again, these wooden beams run and look as if they go straight into and are supported upon the central pillar, again giving that illusion for me of structural strength. And that's, for my Minecraft buildings, that's very important for me. I don't like to build a Minecraft building which I think would fall over straight away. Now there's microblocking I want to do in here. I want to have sort of chandelier type, not chandeliers, but hanging rope lights that come down from each of these corners, and I can sort of section off bits if I wanted to by building walls across here and across here with doors through the middle of them, thereby creating two spaces. And in here we can have a small workshop, we could have more storage mainly, to be fair, a food preparation area, and then obviously upstairs we can have our tower, which will have our you know, bed and other storage, etc. in. Alright, so this is the sort of look that I go for when I do my sort of builds. I think it looks quite effective, and I think once we get the roof on top, it again will look very effective. I'm going to use, for the walls of the tower, I'm sort of humming and ahhing between using stone, exactly like this, but with, again, using oak beams, or oak trunks, if you like, around some of this base to, again, give the illusion that this is a stone and wood structure, and it must be able to support itself and stand upright. So that's what we're gonna look at doing. We've got some stone already. We are going to need some more. I'm going to build this actually as myself as opposed to back, because I just find it easier. Bump, there we go. So I'm going to build around, start building up. And again, I'm not going... Oops, I'm not going to go... I don't know how high I want to go, that's what I was going to say. I don't know whether I want to go 4 high or 5. So at the moment, if we looked at this from the side, we start to see the tower come in. And I've made sure that these corner parts will rise gently, if you like, which gives it, again, the illusion of structure, that this doesn't just sort of appear at the top of this building, but it sort of grows out of this building and is structured in such a way that it works. Now we're going to start building in windows at this point actually, and what we're going to have is this central... Oops, did that go over the edge? Yeah. Is these central parts here are going to go... Oops, are going to go up probably 2, might go 3, but they will obviously be paned with glass as well. Okay. We are going to need, but I just want to have a look again at how high this looks. It's very important when you're building, I think, in Minecraft, to step back and have a look at it, you know, from the sides and from the back, just to see whether or not what you're building looks monstrous, because I don't like to build things which I think look ugly. And it's very easy to build really ugly things. Did I just... let's go and have a look at this from the air, and we'll see how tall this gets and how tall we think it needs to be. Yeah, so this tower is starting to come up here. I don't think that looks too bad, and I think once we get a proper domed roof on that, I think it might look quite nice. I think what I'm going to do, at the moment, obviously we're at this level here, I want to go 1 higher with an actual stone, and then with the start of the roof, I think. So we are going to need some more stone anyway, so let's go and cook some up and get that on the go. Why am I not losing any health? Any hunger? Oh, I'm on peaceful, that's no good. I wonder why that changed. No. There we go. Are we cooking anything up in here? Let's have a look. Oh no, I didn't put any stone in. Oh, that's annoying. Oh well. I'll have to put some in. I haven't got Silk Touch yet. I know. I need to get all of these enchantments, really. Let me go and show you over here the dome. Anyway, let's talk about the dome. Now, domes and spheres and circles are quite tricky. They're not difficult. They're just tricky. I'm not 100% happy with this one at the moment, but I think I'm going to stick with it and see what it looks like when I use wood as opposed to dirt. But in essence, that's what we're sort of looking for. And on the inside, what that gives you is quite a nice ceiling effect, although some of those have got extra blocks in which we need to be taking out. But what we can do is we can start to vault this ceiling a little bit and putting in again some structural beams and some structural elements which help this dome to stand up. And one of the things I'm thinking of doing is that the spines, in fact there are 4 main spines. There's a spine that runs here, so this one, that one, that one, that one and that one. And if we look from above, it's easier to see that spine directly from above. Okay, you see that cross in the middle there? It goes down there, and across, across there, and across there. That spine I'm thinking of doing in stone, or in iron, and actually doing in iron microblocking, so that it forms a rib, if you like, over the dome, sort of, again, structurally holding it in, because a dome is a really strong thing, and if anyone's ever been to a domed cathedral like St Paul's Cathedral in London, you can actually see that the entire dome of St Paul's Cathedral doesn't actually look that substantive from the inside. It's a lot of it is to do with the ribbing that they do around the edges to hold this thing in, stop it from sort of squashing itself under its own weight. So we can sort of do a little bit of that, I think. I like this overhang, but again, part of me's got to sit here and think to myself, well, do I do this in square blocks like I've got here, or can I use, or start to use, stairways or staircases in here to start to give that illusion of a slightly more smooth finish to the point up here. Now this is a dome, so I'm unlikely to put a point on it. If I did put a point on it, it would be something like a gold block or something a little bit showy, a little bit fancy. But I think that's going to look quite new and quite different and give a good bit of height to this. I don't think I want to make the windows any larger than 2. I want them to be a little bit what I call sort of fort-like, if you know what I mean, like a castle, little slits that they have in castles. Again, I could microblock, actually. I don't think I've got any microblocks left, but I could microblock this extra bit along the top here as well. Let's sleep before we get a load of mobs that we have to deal with in the morning. Nobody wants that. And actually I'm going to need to be out of morph to do this. There we go. A little sleep. And then we'll have a look at getting some of this stone put together. Now, for a roofing material, wood-wise, we've got oak still, but we actually used fir wood. No, those are oak. That's oak. We used fir. So let's keep using fir. That's oak as well. So oak, fir. Take all the fir out of here. Lots of rubbish in here. Did a lot of mining when I was trying to find the bat. Got some mangrove wood. Got lots of marble actually, which would be really good for my nether portal because I want to make it look like a Greek temple type of feel. So that would be really good for the columns. So quite pleased to have a lot of that. Let's take that dirt out of there. That doesn't need to be in there. We've got some glass. That's good. We've got any stone in here? We've got 1 stone. Okay, we'll take that. Let's take... I don't think there's any more stone. I can't see any more stone in there. But we'll take a couple of these. Any wood in there? No. Any stone in here? Can't see any stone in here. Oops. I don't know what that noise was. Fir wood, so we'll take that as well. Okay. So this is going to be a little bit like trial and error in some respects, as to see which works best, and I think that's how, certainly that's how I've gone about building. Is that all the coal I've got? Oh my word! I need to go and get some more coal. Oops. So that's cooking up. That's on the go. This is a good tip. I mean, as I say, this is just the way that I build, and there are lots of people build in Minecraft in very different ways. For some people, structural integrity of their buildings doesn't matter, so they don't need to worry about whether or not it's balanced on things, or whether they've got, you know, stone supports, or whether, I mean, to give you an example, I'm so OCD about these things. These posts here go down into the ground. They stake into the ground. That's the level of detail I like to get to with my houses. Okay, let's have some of that. So I'm looking at this and I'm thinking that actually we'll probably start off with normal furwood squares at this point. These will be normal furwood squares, but when we start to get to this bit, I may introduce some staircases. I just need to look and see what that does, you know, in a sense of the way it looks, because again, I don't want to create this sort of effect again, if you like, up the top there. I definitely want it to be a dome, and that normally means doing most of it in square block, for me anyway, unless I can find a better way of doing it, I suppose. Let's go and see if we've got that stone ready, and then we will begin mixing it up and get some of these on the go. Just it helps because we can just make a start. Oops, what happened there? Oh, I know. There we go. Oops. Pressing all the wrong buttons. There we go. So we got our. Oh, I need to be. Am I a bat? Oh, I am a bat. Okay. So in here, we're just going to finish this off, and there'll be one more. 1, 2. Sorry, I'm just thinking at the same time. Placing blocks and talking should be relatively simple, but for my poor little brain that was a little bit too much. Okay, so this is basically going to be our interior tower. It looks very square from the inside, but from above it definitely has a curve to it, I suppose, if you like. I suppose it's not really curved, but you know what I mean. Can't get curves in Minecraft. Okay, so let's go and that's fine. Where have I got my have I got logs anywhere? Anyone see any logs? Have I got them in my inventory? I've got them in my inventory. Right, so we used last time for downstairs part, we used oak. I'm going to keep doing that because I think, again, consistency, it probably would. That's the way I like to do this, because these are going to be this way round, yeah? So, flying, you see, that makes taking blocks out quite difficult. Oh. Let's have a look at this. Now I could make that my lintel over the windows, but I'm not going to. I'm going to stay. I could place. I'm going to put these in as if they were strut supports, so they're going to look like that. I don't mind that too much. We'll have a look. And again, we can change this. Best thing about Minecraft is that nothing's permanent, you know? You can just whip it down and say, I don't like that. Let's take that out. Oh! A little bit of server lag there, I think. Okay, and let's do the same again here. And again, just step back, have a look, see how high this goes. And that's quite an interesting look. And I could, I don't know. I think that looks quite interesting. It looks different. It looks different, which I like. And again, just place the blocks out. Okay. So from the inside, we definitely will have what I think is quite a nice look. All of the circular ends of the tree trunks are hidden, and that's quite a good basis to start building an internal sort of, as I say, the ribbing system. Now, of course, comes the point where we have to start looking at fanning it out, and this bit here, the overhang, has to start above here, because I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to have this actually shown outwardly. I don't think I'm going to start the wood. Or I might start the wood. Ooh, this is a thought. How high is that dome going to be? I don't think I am. I could hide this, you see, externally in this way. So this would be wooden blocks. So essentially if I take fir wood, let's say we start with fir wood. This part here is going to be square blocks. So I could, if I wanted to, start this overhang here. But obviously from externally that would hide all of this woodwork. But actually, I think that's exactly what I'm going to do. And you'll see, I mean, part of me looks at that and think, oh, that's going to look really nice, all that woodwork. But actually, looking at it like this, it makes better sense structurally for the building to have the roof start on that wooden level. Okay? And that doesn't look too bad at all. And now that looks really quite neat. Still kept that shape there. And, of course, from the inside, we're still using this log as a support. And it looks like this roof is actually almost like nailed on. We will be using stone support L shapes, or the stairways, underneath the flat sides here. And we're probably going to use them here and here. So it looks like that is supported on top of there. Okay? Let's go back over here and have a look. We're going to stay with the squares. We need to create this sort of crown shape, if you like, one layer in. Well, we can do that because we've got our logs here, so we can go bang, 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 bang. And what we're looking to do is that, and that. Okay, and if you look, that's the shape that we get on all sides. This goes up by 2 as well. Yeah, so bang, bang. Whoops, but we might have to get some more fir wood, which is frustrating. Actually, just go around the whole edge to start with, and then we'll do each side. Have I got any fir wood in here? Ah, yes I have. Look at this. Awesome. Let's take all of that. No need to get more oh, whoops. Whoa. That's the chisel. Yeah. So we don't need to get more fir wood. That's good. Okay. Let's build this up again. Here. And again, we're creating a crown effect there. Okay. Here. Oops. No, a little lag then, which made that stop happening. There, and oh, placement of these blocks. It's awful. Right. There, 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 and there. Excellent. So that's the sort of look that we're going for here. We now need to go in a level and make a full block, if you like, of 2. Okay, 1 level in. And the way I'm going to do that is I'm going to place inside this rim this sort of, what I call sort of scaffolding, really. It's a dirt scaffolding. There we go. And then what we do is we go oops. Okay. And that matches what we've got there. Now, in terms of interior, I mean, I'm getting nighttime again. In terms of interior, I don't need, actually, and I haven't maintained the shape of this dome inside. And once we've slept, we can take out some of these middle ones. Building the inside is going to take a little, actually, probably more time than building the genuine shape of this dome. I'm going to build this all in square blocks to start with to see what it looks like, and then we'll have to make a decision about whether or not we do it in stairways. Come on, there we go. Have a little sleep. Get some food. Are we hungry? Yeah, we're getting there. Let's have that. Oops. Okay. Looks. I think that looks pretty good at the moment. We're gonna pretty it up in a little while. Looks pretty good. Oops, off the ground. Right, so we're back here. So as I was saying, this, at the moment, what we've got in here, this is going to take an age to do this unless I'm on the ground. Oh, I'm a bat. Okay. So this comes out of here to start with. And the important thing to do whenever you're doing this is to know where your external blocks are. So what you don't want to do is take out blocks which are external, because you'll have to put the damn things back. Now this square inside, actually I don't mind that at the moment, because what I was saying is that some of these, if you think of what's on the outside, some of these are actually internal facing only. They wouldn't be visible from the outside. So if we come out through here, okay, 1, 2 down on this side, 1, 2 down on the inside. Oops. This block here, I think, as I got that wrong, here we go, is not visible. Okay. Back, come over here. But 2 blocks down on the middle one, because this is that crown shape, absolutely would be visible. So if I took this block out, you'd be able to see it. But I can take that one out, can't take that one. I can take that one, can take that one, can't touch that one. So if I just take out the ones which we know are internal, facing only, whoops. So much easier to do this as a bat than it is trying on scaffolding. Constantly falling off scaffolding. Nightmare. Oops. Okay, a little bit of server lag. Okay. Or PC lag or whatever. Okay. So as you can see, now what we've got is a bit more of a shape in here. Still no external facing blocks have been cut though, so from the outside we maintain our basic shape. Let's continue with the next layer, which is we've got to put a block on top of the middle one. So we go, whoops, we go bump, we go bump, and we go bump, and bop. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, and then we do a circle inside, basically, or a square, not a circle, a square inside, and we can do that very easily, really. I mean, I could put a dirt block there, and then we just go bump, bump, bump. Actually, we put a dirt block in each of these. I haven't got to dig them out. Okay, so bump, 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 bump. Okay. Oh, didn't do that side. Bump, bump, bump. And then we can take out again. We can take out. Whoops. What won't be physical blocks, as in you won't see these. These will be hidden. Okay. And again, from the side, oops, oh, there we go, from the side, still maintaining and starting to make this shape here. So we've done this square on the inside. The next thing we do is a sort of diamond effect, really, on the top. So basically we're going to fill this in from here. So what we can do is I can go, if I do, actually, make this really easy for myself. Where these dirt blocks are is where I'm going to place on top of them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay. Excellent. Getting there. Okay. And the last thing then is the square on the top, or the cross, sorry, on the top. That's different. It's different. It's like a belfry. So again, how do we do this? Well, I can do this very simply just by bump, 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 and then bump, 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 bump. And either leave it like that, or you would put, if you wanted to, you could put something like that on top. I'm going to leave that. There. So in terms of what's here. We've sort of rebuilt it here. I need to put some glass in those windows just to see what they look like. And I'm going to chisel them in the same way as we did the t'other ones. And we've got them, oops, in this chest. Do we not? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 2, 4, 6, 7, 8. So there's only 2 high, so we only need these ones. It's quite an imposing structure. Again, looking at this overhang, it is entirely possible that I may turn this from what this is at the moment, from these ones here, into staircases, leaving these ones probably as either half slabs or squares. I could microblock them to make that sort of start off slightly less blocky. Although I say I do like it. I do like it quite a lot. Let's go in here. Pick up all our mush. Okay. We also need to put some torches in here really, because otherwise we're going to get some mobs forming very soon if we're not careful. I'm going to and there you can see what this looks like inside. And again, what I would normally do is I would look at microblocking some of these things. Oops, why can't I fly? In such a way that we end up, because those flames will actually go through that roof, so from the outside it will look like there's smoke coming out of the roof, but which is not what I want. 2, 3, 4. So when we get redstone or glowstone torches, sorry, then that's what I don't want that. I want that. Okay, what did we do last time? I can't remember. Oops. A little bit of lag on the PC now, I think, actually, is what we've got going on here. Yeah, got the clicky issue, so we're probably going to have to reset. But what I'm going to do, when we come back, we'll have a look, and I will have done, these windows will be in, and then we'll have a look at what we can do with this interior. We need to, as I say, part of me would like very much to do some ribbing on the outside, but on the inside I'd like to look at sort of turning this into much more of a supported vaulted ceiling as opposed to just this wide space, although it does look very pretty. I'd quite like to have some steps going up here that look like they're supporting these beams. So for example, we can do it here while we're looking at it. Okay, something like this, and this is where I start to sort of fiddle around with the look and feel of things and saying, okay, how does that, and straight away I like that better. And then what I would do is I'd come across and say, okay, now if this is a truly vaulted type ceiling, then this should go up here as well. Bump, bump. And what I look for is where architecturally something looks like it fits, I suppose. So now this is starting to come together in the middle. What I could do is I could bring a lantern or a large lamp or chandelier straight down from that central point on like fence posts all the way down and have a huge hanging type chandelier. Now it hasn't done an awful lot, but if you could imagine those stairs, for example, if they were in different wood, or if they were in stone, or if they were in some other form, like I can use carpenter's blocks to do that if I wanted to internally. But ultimately you start to create a different look and feel in here, and it starts to look structurally as if it should be able to stand up, as it should be able to support its weight. Okay, so I wonder why I can't. I know this is being just a pain because of the server. Oh, there we go. Oh, I don't want 8 of them. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's put that in there, and let's get 4 of them out, and then we can just frame these off. So bump, 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 and then oops, and then we'll put these ones in here, 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 and here. And there we go. We are now fully all sealed in. So this is now a watertight building. No holes. Marvellous. I will get rid of this building here. This will all be knocked down and we'll turn it into something else in this area. So at the moment, the roof, the thing that I would say if I were criticising this to myself almost immediately, is that this roof is smoother in flow than the dome is, which is fine, but I need to try and find a way of probably micro-blocking this better so that this actually ends up with a little smoother curve going up here, smoother curves coming around here. And it could be as simple as just putting in extra blocks here and building it up and round as we go. But ultimately, from a building point of view, I don't think that's a bad way of starting a base. It's going to give me some room. We're not going to put the Tinker's Construct Furnace in here. That looks pretty cool from above. Wow. I like that. I would prefer it actually if these were rounded edges on this building rather than squared, but I quite like that. That looks quite good. Sun's going down. Let's have a quick sleep before we get a load of mobs. Oops. Okay, come on. Am I getting hungry, I suppose, as well? Yep. There's meat. Pork. Good. So, the next thing then is, okay, so what can we do? What can we do to the tower to change it? Well, I do want to put in some, again, some more of this cobblestone tracery work. I wonder if I've got any cobblestone stairs left, or whether I use them all. I don't really like making cobblestone stairs if I've got a load of them. No. Okay, that's fair enough. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's make, to start with, just make 8 of these. Because what you're seeing here is a very detailed, very micro-blocked, fiddly base part of the building, and a freshly built, brand new, untouched, not played with sort of top half. And it looks odd at the moment. It looks uneven. And what we have to do now is to sort of balance it up a little bit with the prettiness and the pretty details to make it work for us. So we add these on to start with. I definitely don't like this single squared, these blocks here. I would much prefer to see, actually, I think, let's try it out. I'd much prefer to see staircases here than I would. And let's have a look and see what that looks like. Actually, I probably could have done that better if I'd have... Am I back? Yes, I am. Okay. Oh, got some zombies getting burnt over there. Good. Get burnt. Oh, whoops. Nightmare. And straight away that gives a softer edge. It still gives us the same effect in terms of something, oops. It still gives us the same effect as the square edge, but straight away it is a little less, I don't know. This bit here is very pronounced. This bit here is less so. And it may be that where we end up going up a layer, so here we started a layer, here we go up a layer, here we go up a layer, here we go up a layer, and here we go up a layer, we could use these staircases instead of blocks. For these middle ones, I'm not, I don't think, going to use staircases at all. Let's take out, yeah, okay. Let's take out all the way along here. Oops. Oh. That's no good. Oh. Honestly, that was my fault. Obviously, it's not going to be anybody else's fault, is it? What? They've got no reason to do that shape. Thank you. Could use half slabs and microblocks on these middle bits. I could do that. But straight away I'm preferring that softer start on that edge point. Yeah, see what I mean? Now, if we were to again come in here and try the same thing, so this is just try and error. If we don't like it, take it off. So these are actually external blocks, remember, so on the inside there has to be something there that's a block high to cover this up. Unless we want to turn these into windows. That's the other thing we could do if we wanted to. I think we're going to do that. Okay, again have a look at this. Looks out of place at the moment because of the top blocks aren't also folding in that way. So let's... I'm not going to do that one. I am going to do this one. Again, external block, therefore it does need to be covered. I like that a little bit more. I really do like that a little bit more. And I'm thinking this is the bit that could be done. I wonder if we could do this in different ribbing. So sadly I'm going to need to put a... Actually, I'll tell you what I could do. I think. Not sure whether I can do this actually. Oh, I can. Woohoo! Says me have to dig it out on the inside. Okay. And again, from the front, doesn't look too different to what we had already, obviously. But what we are creating is just a much more gentle gradient. And if you look at the gradient here, it is definitely dome-like. It goes upright, very steep angle, then starts to trail off. If you look at it from this side, it's a much more angular approach. So, if I take the last one then, just to test this out properly, whoops. Let's put a... see if we can do it again. Yeah. Okay. I like this edge far more than I like this edge. This edge is too angular, too steep, too sharp. This has got a little bit more give to it, a little bit more of a gentle slope. So I'm going to change these, I think. I think I've just made a decision. I think I'm going to change these. I'm not going to microblock. I don't think, the dome too much. Might do, as I say, this could be very good along here actually, to be done as like a ribbing, and could be done in stone as opposed to stair. But these are internal facing, so I would have to sort of microblock panels of wood on the inside, I think, to keep that illusion of wood on the inside. Let's just pop these on here. Oh, honestly, shouldn't work. There we go. There we go. And leaving those square blocks because it does give that illusion. Okay. Well, I'll just finish this off and go around and do that and finish this off. Then I'll bring it back and we can have a look and see. But I think you can already tell this side here has a much more dome appearance really than this part here. This part's more of a solid drop-off. So I'm going to sculpt to this round. I'm going to use, as I say, I'm going to use a lot more of these staircase blocks to do that. And then we'll get this finished off. And then really the next thing for me to do is to look at this walls on the outside and see what I want to do. One of the things I was thinking of doing, in fact I'm pretty sure I probably will end up doing, is, I don't know whether these are placing or not because we're having some lag issues, would be to place something like, oops, something like that around them, oops, and there. For no reason really other than it matches in with the filigree work we've done at the bottom here, but also it just it's just a little artistic feature that makes that side tower a bit more interesting than just brick. So I'm going to carry on and do this. I tell you what, I'll finish this off camera, and then the next time when we get together I'll have moved inside the stuff from the existing base. Thanks very much for watching. Thanks very much for your support and stuff for those of you that watch. Please do like, share and subscribe, and I will see you next time. Thanks very much. See you later.